I wrote Trickle Up Poverty to alter the course of human events. I envision 10,000 people holding up this book. Go look at the cover. Go look at the cover of Trickle Up Poverty, Stopping Obama's Attack on Our Borders, Economy, and Security, What You Can Do to Fight Back. Go look at the cover. Now imagine 10,000 of you holding up this book in front of the White House. Imagine 1,000 of you holding it up at a tea party. Imagine 10 of you holding it up at a school board meeting. Imagine one of you holding it up at a supermarket line. It's a moving billboard. I designed it that way. I'll take your calls now. Look what they did to Dr. Laura. Take a look at that story. Patricia in Medford, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. I'm surprised you're calling, but I won't tell anyone I know you.
Okay. I'm absolutely loving the show. I love it. I love getting the education on Islam. The second I heard about the mosque being built a couple months ago, I've just been seeing so much, and you're talking about all of it, and I am so grateful that you are educating America.
Patricia, I heard from someone dear to both of us that you generally do not listen that carefully to my show or others. But that since...
I'm raising my kids, I'm, doing
right.
that.
But the mosque issue has drawn you now in the middle of August into the world of talk radio, and you cannot believe how I'm handling this, because I'm handling it extremely, in a very balanced manner, I think you said, and very, very moderately in a way that doesn't scare women off, because women generally don't like yelling, screaming men. That's the truth, isn't it?
That's true. That's true. But with this mosque issue, I don't know. It just woke me up. It's been a couple months, and I've been waiting and watching for someone to be talking about it the way you are. And you are right out there. I have one analogy that I would like to make regarding Obama. And
please.
Before I heard about the mosque situation, I didn't vote for him and watched all of these crazy things he was doing or not doing during our crises, and just scratching my head thinking this man it appears to me that he's doing all of this on purpose, not that he's an idiot at all. And so the other day when you were talking about the analogy of how the mosques are built on religiously conquered peoples.
Yes, like the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the one in Turkey, built in a church that had been there for 1,000 years, one of the great cathedrals on earth, converted into a mosque and such, yes?
Yes, okay, but before you talked about that, I knew that there were victory mosques. I didn't realize that they were, for the most part, religious victory mosques until you talked about it. But then you said, okay, well, what do you say about the Twin Towers? And then you quoted Osama bin Laden as talking about the Twin Towers as the representative of America's religion.
That's right. The cathedral of capitalism were the Twin Towers. Since America, particularly New York, is hardly a religious city, the true symbol, the spires of the Twin Towers, were the cross in the air to Obama, and he obliterated them, and now he wants to build his victory mosque on the ashes of the Twin Towers. That's exactly what I said.
Now, you just made a perfect Freudian slip. You said Obama. Now, I know...
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been up all night. My sister is very ill and in a hospital from a botched surgery. I'm sorry, I'm really distracted today, so I apologize for that to the president.
Okay, so here's where I want to go with it. That made a little connection with me. Okay, I get the economic coming after us economically. So you have these pilots who came to America. They went to our schools. They learned how to fly our planes. To take this terrorist act and what they needed to do. I vaguely remember a long time ago somebody at one of these schools saying that they thought it was odd that these pilots never really wanted to learn how to land the planes. Okay,
that's right. It was a flight school instructor in Wisconsin, I believe, who tried to notify the FBI, but the FBI had already been gelded under George Bush and did not follow up the investigation. That is correct.
Okay.
They were busy looking into returning military veterans, people against abortion, people on talk radio, and other loyal Americans. That is right.
Okay, so now here's my completely crazy analogy, which I believe it. I believe that Obama is like one of those pilots. I think he was groomed to take the pilot seat of the White House of our country and run us into the ground.
Oh, God, wow. I can't believe this is coming out of Oregon.
Well, I don't know. I'm watching, and everything I've seen him do, everybody thinks he's an idiot for what he's not doing during crises. I believe that's similar to not learning how to land a plane, because the point is not to land the plane. It wasn't. It was to crash the plane.
Oh, my God.
So I think he's here to crash us into the ground. I really believe it. I don't see anything that would make me think otherwise.
You don't have any other explanation for the man's behavior on every issue?
No, he doesn't even seem like a true socialist to me. There was always something behind it. I think he uses socialism to further a Muslim agenda. That's just what I think.
You mean he uses the left, which is socialist, to hoodwink them into believing he is one of them, when in fact he is not even one of them?
I think he is at all. If we look at
I don't know whether this is a product of women's intuition or whatever, but I cannot comment, Patricia, because this is your observation. I'm hard focused on Nancy Pelosi calling for a witch hunt of the 70% of Americans who oppose the mosque. How does that fit with you today? She's certainly not an Islamist.
No,
she certainly is not an Islamist. So how do you explain Nancy Pelosi calling for a witch hunt on 70% of America?
I think it's pathetic. I mean, I have so many thoughts on a lot of things. I think it's disgusting. And,
Patricia, if you keep this up, I think I know someone who's going to offer you a weekend talk show.